Morning, campers. I want to make a video about the energies of the upcoming weeks. What's going on with the energies in the next weeks? Before I give you context, we're going to be talking about the new moon that is coming, new moon coming on Sunday. We're going to be talking about what type of a moon that is, what type of energy it will bring, and we're going to touch on Imbolc. That's also incoming in the next couple of weeks. But to give you a little bit of context, we are now sitting in a very important moment energetically, collectively as humans. I've been touching on these topics in the past weeks. We are in between collective 9-year cycles. We're closing a 9-year cycle and opening a whole new cycle. We're moving from a year of snake to the year of the horse, the fire horse, confirmation. And lastly, 2026, it is set to be the year, because of all these energies, it is set to be the year that will split the timeline further between the old earth and the new earth. I've done videos about this. I may maybe create a separate playlist on my YouTube, so you guys, if you're interested, you can see all these videos and sort of get a visual. But today I want to focus on what's going to be happening in the next 2 weeks, so you can maybe adjust your journey, your healing journey, your contemplations, your practices, your shadow work, to sort of work with these energies. I always say this to you guys, whenever we talk about new moon, full moon, eclipses, it's not something for us to use an excuse. I feel this way, I feel all crazy, I feel all shadowy because this is happening. But it's for us to harvest these energies and to sort of direct our inner work and what we do around that shadow work and the growth and that spiritual healing to work with these energies. All right, so we're gonna start from, I have some notes so I don't forget about anything that I wanted to say to you guys. We have been in a period of time of shedding, of releasing, okay? The past few weeks, if not months, brought many tests to us. Painful tests, difficult tests, tests to still show us deep down everything that happened in your life, okay? In the past weeks, if not months. Rest assured and trust me, it happened for a reason. It was divinely orchestrated. This world, our human life, is a complex chessboard. Everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences in the universe. There's a little bit of randomness, but there are no coincidences. So if you're feeling like a journey of another person, something they did, something they said to you, influenced you, and you're thinking to yourself, it's impossible, it happened to them, it's their journey, but it was all orchestrated. Again, we're interconnected, we're all one, right? And we're all participating in this sandbox game, and everything has a meaning. Everything is divinely guided, divinely orchestrated, divinely timed to serve all of us. So if you go through events that upset you, that triggered you, that got you out of your balance, that caused emotion within you, everything is truly neutral, whether you want to call these emotions positive or negative. Everything that happened was divinely orchestrated to help you to still see. And it was really about the depths of the shadows for many of us, right? It's going to also depend where you are on your journey, but it was designed to really help you see what you've been avoiding, what you've been not realizing, right? So for some of you, if you're new to this journey, it may have been the thickest, the layers, the thickest shadows that you need to address. For some of you, it may be that you're on your last rodeo, right? I always explain to you guys that it's sort of a work as a spiral. So as we heal, we return to the same shadows, to the same situations. So it may be for some of you, if you're somewhere midway on this journey, that you are on your last rodeo to really get that opportunity to remove that shadow, to integrate that shadow, right? And for some, you may have been on the spiritual journey for years, if not your whole lifetime. Maybe you even are a spiritual teacher, someone who teaches others, right? And maybe there were certain things that you, sometimes it's a thing for spiritual teachers that they have tendencies to fall into the spiritual ego, fall into the thinking that I am better, that I am the creator of something, I've invented something, and it's mine, nothing is truly ours. We're all one. We're just our egos are just a way for the source to experience through us this human life, this human experience, right? So it's again, when our crown is balanced, when our crown is open, we understand into the wholeness of the universe. And the spiritual ego sometimes creates that separation. When even being a spiritualist, we can separate ourselves from others and put ourselves on that pedestal, right? So whatever lesson that is for you, wherever you are on this journey, the past weeks, months were designed to really show you things that either you've been ignoring or not seeing, or you've been working on, but it's time to really work through this. It's time to really let that go. For some, it may have been this moment of, that's something that I need to work on, and bring it to that next season, right? Bring it into your consciousness. So we sort of have been in this energy of, right? Lessons, pain, trigger. What's going on? This person triggered me. That person triggered me. That situation triggered me. All over the place, and all in the darkness of winter, right? And now, in those next 2 weeks, the energies will change. We're sort of invited, so I can visualize this to you. We're sort of invited through this gateway of the new moon to pick up the pieces of everything that happened in the past months, in the past weeks. Maybe even included for some of you in that 9-year cycle. And sit down and sort of lay it out on a table in front of us and take a look at it, okay? At all your learnings, at all your pivotal moments, at all your shadows that emerge, at everything you've done, you've accomplished, everything that is yet to be done, okay? This is this moment in between. It is not yet time for firm action in this new moon, despite the fact that this is a new moon that always invites us to, right? To start something. It is not yet time, not just yet, for resolutions, for swift actions, but it is no longer time for this relaxed rest and contemplation. So there's sort of a few themes that I want to explore, specifically when it comes to this new moon. It's going to happen on January 17th, Sunday, new moon in Capricorn, and it's opening the snow moon month. If you follow the 13-month calendar, it's opening the snow moon to us, the month of the snow moon. So the moon that is about emotional cleanse, introspection, right? Still looking inwards, but it's the final transformation. Everything that we've been preparing for to transform, this is the opportunity to transform. So the first concept of this new moon, especially that it's in the Capricorn, it's planting the seed, right? So it's planting the seeds. And I want you to take a look at this in sort of two categories. The first one will be long term, right? What are my plans long term? How do I see my journey now? How do I see it's about the Capricorn is earth is pentacles. It's the mastery, it's the long term, it's the foundation. So who I am, what is my plan to master that, to master my path, to master my journey, my authenticity, who I am, what I do, right? So the long term, not necessarily remember to take action, but just in those days of new moon, Think about it. What seeds am I planting in the dark soil that I want to water, that I want to care for, right? And the second category is a little bit shorter term. So I want you to think from now till the summertime, okay? From now till summertime in Northern Hemisphere. So sort of a midway calendar, traditional calendar. So we're going to be talking June, July, August, sort of a month, next 6 months. What seeds do I want to plant now to, in the summertime, enjoy them, harvest, right? To allow myself this harvest season, because things don't happen from one day to another. We have to plant that seed. We have to trust the process. So what do I want to do now from this new year? We'll talk about this in a moment through Imbolc. What do I want to do now? It's this weekend of contemplation. What do I want to fully release? What do I want to change? What do I want to embrace? What is the task list? What is the action list? So that in the next 6 months, it is a harvest season. I am closer to where I want to be, right? So that's the first theme. The second thing is something that it's been sort of a present in our energies in those past months, the understanding that we are the masters of our destiny, right? Through choices that we take. So how do I want to tailor my choices? How do I want to change my choices? How do I want to change the process of how I take choices, make choices? What choices do I want to take to really, really feel into the energy that we are the masters of our destiny? We're not victims of fate here. We're not just life is just happening to us. It's happening for us. It's always bringing opportunities, wisdom, learnings, if we're willing to see. So what do I want to change about my choices process? Whether that's everyday choices, how you live your life, what you eat, who you spend your time with, or big life choices. Are they rooted in love, or are they rooted in fear? Are they rooted in my soul's plans and dreams and aspirations? Or are they rooted in a conditioning of the ego? What do I think that I need to do, right? So the choices. And the last thing is just the grounding, right? We've been all over the place. It's been challenging for all of us. All over our emotions, all over our shadows, all over everything that's been happening. It's time to breathe. It's time to connect slowly to the soil that is warming up, that is awakening, that is preparing us. A bear or any kind of animal that goes into a winter hibernation and winter sleep doesn't just wake up from a second to another, right? There's always this process. There's always this process of you open your eyes, you stretch your body, you start to feel into that. You start to feel into the seasons changing. The wheel is turning, right? And it's exactly that. It's exactly where we're sitting. So ground. You can do that through breath work, through what you eat, for your diet, for how you move your body, how you connect to nature, whatever grounding practice resonates most with you. But start to, through that grounding as well, awaken your body. We're still resting, we're still allowed to rest, but we have been resting, really hibernating, really relaxing, really leaving some things into the back of our head. Now it's time to, I'm still resting. It's not yet time for swift action, but I'm already planning. I'm already planting the seed. I'm already preparing for when that spring comes, when that new year comes, I will be ready. I will be ready, right? So take all of that and sort of remember to put into all these free categories, all these free practices, so it's filled with the frequency of love, of peace, of alignment. That's what we want to achieve. We want more love, we want more peace, we want more alignment in our life. We want to be embodiment of these frequencies. We want to be coming from our place of soul. We want to be compassionate, we want to be mature, we want to communicate better. We don't want to be petty, we don't want to be fearful, we don't want to be coming from a place of ego, from a place of separation. We don't want to be separating ourselves from other. Who is better, who is worse, who is behind, who's fourth, I'm the wiser, I'm the right. We want to come into this real frequency, teachings of Joshua and Mary Magdalene, of wholeness, of togetherness, right? So keep that in the back of your mind as you work through, what am I planting, how am I making choices, and grounding. So that's the energy of the Capricorn new moon, right? So now moving into the Imbolc, because that is something that will happen on February 1st. It's the festival of fire, right? It's something that is celebrated right in between the sort of a midpoint between solstice and equinox, right? And we celebrate that because we are still in the middle of winter. It's still dark. It's still cold. It's still unknown. But we already know that we are getting closer to awakening, to rebirth, to spring, to new year. And it's that in-between hibernation process that we're celebrating here, right? It's this moment of Imbolc is about embracing that feeling that, oh my God, this winter is refusing to end. We've been sitting in this darkness, in this coldness, in this winter, in our shadows for so long. It's refusing to end, right? But we have to embrace it. We may not be seeing signs. We may not be seeing, things that give us that tangible proof that spring is coming. But deep down, we know this because we're wise enough to know that this is how things work, right? We die and we get reborn, right? There's winter, and then there's spring. We know it's going to come. So it's also the celebration to believe in what you may not see, if what your logic mind is not seeing. And it's also the like I said, the preparation to wake up. It's the season of preparation. Imbolc literally means in the belly. The word mean in the belly, right? And it's exactly about that planting seed. You have to put it inside of the darkness, inside of a place that logically makes no sense. There's dark, there's moist, it's cold. Why am I going in there? Because it is from the darkness of the cold, lonely shadow that everything grows towards the light, towards the warmth, towards the sun, right? And that sort of a festival, that's sort of a celebration of that Imbolc reminds us about that. It helps us to remember the whole process, the passage of time, the cycles of life, the cycles of earth, the cycles of death and rebirth, right? And it's also an incubator process, and it reminds us about the incubator process. And I spoke to you guys about the incubator process on some occasions, regardless of the sort of a wheel of seasons, but in concepts of something new. When you have a new idea to do something with your life, with your career, when you have a new relationship, when something new is coming into life, it always deserves that incubator process. It feels like we're hiding it. It feels like we're putting it into the darkness of the ground, but we're allowing it to merge and to blend with the physicality of this world, with the physicality of Mother Earth, with nature, because it's new. The It's also the creatrix, the feminine and the masculine dynamics that I also teach you guys. Everything that exists has to first be created on a level of spirit realm, right? The feminine energy as the creatrix creates it through bringing it into existence, speaking it into existence, believing it into existence, and then the masculine energy grounds it into the physical realm. And as it's being grounded into the physical realm, whatever that is, and whether that's physical incubator or not literally incubator, but energetically, everything that is created and it's brand new in this earth, again, relationship plan, right? It deserves that incubator process where it will be allowed to peacefully, under a protection, without the eyes and the knowledge of anyone, to blend its spirit part and its physical part, right? To prepare to blossom, to flourish, to prepare to be strong enough to be seen by others. That, as we know, with every person, with every ego, as long as we have this physical body, there's always some level of projection, right? So that incubator process is sort of something that builds strength around a new thing. And Imbolc is inviting us to put things into that incubator. So you figure out what it is in the Capricorn, and as we move closer to February 1st, you put it in that Imbolc incubator. You may already start preparing to actually take certain actions, to think about those resolutions, to choose differently, right? But whatever is it that you will start doing between February 1st and that period between February 17th and the equinox, which is March 20th, you may still want to leave it in that incubator process. So if you feel guided to make changes, let's say in your relationships, to let someone go, to break up with someone, or to start a new relationship, put it in that incubator. Not everyone needs to know about this. If you have new ideas about changes, resolutions, life changes, career changes, leave it in that incubator. Start taking action, start making choices, start implementing it after that Imbolc into your life, but don't speak it into, right? And it's a common mistake that people make as they do New Year's resolution, whether they make them in the middle of winter, so the fake New Year, the false New Year, the Matrix New Year, or in an actual New Year. The moment we start to talk about it before we really do it, so, oh, I'm going to go to the gym every day, or I'm going to start this new, right? Oh my God, I just met this person, boom, 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 social media. We are not allowing, it's like taking that seed too soon out of the soil. It's like not even giving it the opportunity to be in that safe, right, cold, dark soil. It's actually warm, to protect it. It's like leaving it out there and expecting that it's gonna grow. Sometimes in the beginning, it needs to be between you and your goal. We're not doing things, ideally, in an ideal world, we're not doing things because we want to slap our name on it and know everyone how amazing we are because we've accomplished that and we've reached that, and right? Humility, oneness with the universe. I have no need for people to know how happy I am, how wise I am, because I'm not doing this for the prize. I'm not doing this for the pride of the ego. I'm doing it because it's part of my path. Even if no one was to see, and we've talked about this, what would you do even if no one is here to see that? To applaud you for that, to know that this is yours, right? So remember about that incubator, and those energies, those next 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks actually, it's going to be the next month We're going to have in the middle of it, we're also going to have a full moon, and we'll talk about that as it approaches. But now focusing on those weeks between January 17 and the February 1st. And that February 1st marks that moment when you already start slowly sort of a pull things that already are in your orbit because you manifested them into that existence, preparing for a brand new cycle that will happen on February 17, which will be the new year in Fire Horse. And then really, really grabbing the momentum and gaining the momentum from the equinox, from the March 20th. But again, from the February 1st until that even March 20th, remember about that incubator process. Remember about, I'm doing it for my alignment, for my happiness, for my peace, because I want to grow, because I want to be aligned, because I want to share my authentic vibration with the world. I'm not doing it for people to see. I'm not doing it for people to, to recognize me for it. That's always the ego. That's always the physical body. So allow things to just grow for a couple of weeks, months within the bubble of the soul, without the shadows that often come with the ego and with the exposure and with getting out of that incubator process. And a couple of practices that I want to share with you guys that will be amazing, whatever you're called to do, but they will be amazing for those upcoming weeks. As we mentioned, first of all, candle magic, putting your intention into fire, into candles, amazing thing, very Imbolc thing, very February thing. So whether you want to do candle magic for intentions, whether you want to do candle gazing as well, amazing. Fill your house with fire, fill your house with candles. I've done a video a while ago. I may put it on that playlist on YouTube about candle magic, when it comes to the colors, the days, the types of the candle, how to do that, so you can learn about it if you like. And if you just want something more simple, just get candles, put your intention into that candle, and follow your intuition in that. It's always, rituals are always about our intuition. So that's number one. Number two, I've already mentioned grounding. Any kind of grounding practice will be amazing for the upcoming weeks. Rest with contemplation, I've written down, rest with contemplation. So we're no longer just resting without knowing what's going on and feeling okay, being lost, okay, being dormant, okay, being asleep. Now we're still resting, but it's already resting knowing the day when things will have to happen, well, things will have to be brought into fruition, into existence, when we will have to take action. So start contemplating on that. Start setting your intention. Connect to your body. Amazing thing as well, as our bodies are awakening from winter hibernation. Connect to your body, whether that's through breath work or through yoga, whatever practices you feel, dancing, self-massage, feeling the emotion in your body, acknowledging the emotion in your body, shaking it off, tapping through it. I speak to you guys about these practices all the time in my readings and my videos. Amazing thing to do right now. And two more I have for you. Speak your dreams out loud. This is the moment. We were confused, we were learning, we were in the midst of lessons and triggers. Now it's time. I've learned certain things, and now I'm ready to say, remember about those long-term goals and shorter-term goals. Speak them into existence. Say it out loud. What is it that you want? What is it that you want? Where you want to be in the summertime? Where you want to be in a couple of years? Look in the mirror. Look at your reflection. Speak it out loud. Write it in your journal. Don't. That's how we also created. That's the momentum of the creatrix. I want it. I believe it can happen. I will act on it. I will make the right choices. I will plant the right seeds. So speak it out loud. Saying things out loud it has incredible power. Words are spells. So even if it's saying to yourself, I love this person, or I no longer want to be in this marriage, or I want to change my career path, whatever that is, speak it out loud. And the final one is burn, because this is a festival of fire, because fire is so important, because we're also entering the year of fire horse. We need to connect stronger to fire. And fire in witchcraft, in the law of nature, fire sort of extinguishes things, right? Gets rid of things. It helps us to release. This is why in many cultures, my own included, we have our own rituals to burn a doll that represents the winter, the energy of winter, the energy of what is dead, the energy of what we want to release, to celebrate, right? The new beginning, the rebirth, the spring, the rebirth of earth, right? That these dolls have different names and in many cultures, and there are some cultures that it may not necessarily be a doll, it's a different item, but it's a great practice to burn something that you want to get rid of, that you no longer want to bring with you in that new cycle. So it can be anything. If it is the old you, who you were, because you changed, you transformed. You can take an old photo of you that when you look at this photo, maybe it brings a memory or a moment that you were a person that you no longer are. Burn it. Maybe these are photos with people that you sort of want to rid yourself of. You don't want to bring these connections, these karmic connections that are reaching an expiration date. You don't want to bring them into the new cycle. It may be maybe an item, maybe a piece of, it's coming to my mind, I don't know why, but maybe a piece of clothing, maybe an item that just makes sure that it's all safe. Okay, to either do it outside, not to cause some damage, not to cause fire. Something that represents the old life, the old you, something that you want to get rid of. It may be as well that you may write down certain shadows of yours on a piece of paper. Pride, ego, avoidance, separation, fear, insecurity, whatever that is, you can put it in a piece of paper and just burn it. Burn it. Watch it burn. Say goodbye to it. Make it a ritual. Speak your intention out loud during this ritual, right? Safety rules, always remember. And release it into the fire. All right, that's all I had for today for you guys. I hope this was helpful. Happy new moon in Capricorn on Sunday. I hope you really learned today how to harvest the energy of not only just this new moon, but also what's coming in the next months. They're really going to be exciting. They really will set the tone, not only for the next year, but also for the next 9-year cycle for us. So be intentional, be dedicated, come from a place of soul, come from a place of love, come from a place of courage, compassion. Focus on you, not what people think, not on what people want from you, not on people's projections and expectation. You remember what I said to you last week, that exercise. What if it was just me on that desert island of earth, just me? No one will know, no one is watching. Is that combination of oneness with the universe, with that incubator process. What would I do? Because those are the things that come from a place of soul. Sometimes we say certain things, we do certain things, and all we need to do is stop to ask ourselves, if I did not have this physical body, would my soul still want it? Am I sure this is something that the soul would say? Or it's something that's coming from a place of ego, and it still needs to be tamed, healed, pivoted, and course corrected. All right, I love you so incredibly much, and I hope you have an amazing weekend.